Hey friends, welcome aboard. It's time for your August 2024 Cape Coral Luxe $1 Million Listing Market Update. Recently, Cape Coral was listed as one of the top emerging luxury cities in America. Cape Coral continues reinventing itself with many new high-end dining options, luxury accommodations, marinas, and golf courses. It's a true boater's paradise where you can park your yacht in your backyard and enjoy endless hours of island hopping, fishing, and soaking up the Florida sun. So how many homes listed over $1 million are currently available in the city of Cape Coral? Where are these homes located? Is the market expanding or decreasing? How many $1 million homes sold in the last 30 days? I'm Barry Cessna, your Cape Coral real estate agent, and I'm here to steer you through the maze of headlines and YouTube noise to uncover the true story. Today we dive deep into the numbers that truly drive our $1 million market. Does the decrease in inventory foreshadow a rise in prices? Should you be making moves in, out, or staying put? I have the facts you need to make informed decisions about your next steps in the Cape Coral real estate scene. Remember, the headlines often paint an incomplete picture. That's where I come in. Whether you're considering buying, selling, relocating, or investing here in Cape Coral, I'm here to provide the insights and guidance that you need. We have many new, incredible homes being constructed directly on the Caloosahatchee River, homes in the southwest part of Cape Coral with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico, and the Burnt Store Road neighborhood beckons with its strong growth potential. Schedule a video consultation with me by clicking the link in the description, and let's navigate this market together. Your backyard tiki hut and Florida sunsets are waiting. And one more thing, have you heard that buyers will need to start paying the buyer's agent commission out of their own pocket? There are big changes happening in the way homes are bought and sold across America, potentially costing you more money. We're going to break it down for you. All right, let's go ahead and look at the numbers and dive right in to uncover the real story behind the Cape Coral Luxe real estate market.
Welcome to the Cape Coral Luxe $1 Million Plus Market Update for August 2024. My name is Barry Cessna, your Cape Coral real estate agent. Today we've got a lot of great information to cover. Now, if you're in the market to buy or sell $1 million property, or maybe you're just curious, this market report is for you. We're going to take a look back at the month of July, 90 days back to April 2024, and then we're going to go back an entire year to July 2023. This market report covers only $1 million homes here in the city of Cape Coral. As we attract more and more buyers to our Cape Coral homes on the Gulf Access canals, they're finding the value of what they can buy here in our city compared to other cities around the state of Florida. The value is here, and it's absolutely amazing. So we're going to take a look here at the next few slides and go over some numbers so you can get an informed decision on what you should be doing, buying or selling here in the city of Cape Coral. First, we're going to look at market indicators. Now, first up is inventory. How many $1 million plus homes are currently available here in the city of Cape Coral? Median price point. So of all the homes that are they're selling for $1 million plus, what's the median price point? This gives us an idea of the trends of prices going up or down. Days on the market. How many days are these homes sitting on the market before going under contract? Closed sales. How many closed sales do we have for that time period? We look back at the month of July for 30 days, and then we're going to compare that to the other months to see exactly what's going on for closed sales. Active inventory. So first up is active inventory. July 2024, we had 288 homes priced at over $1 million in the city of Cape Coral. April 2024, we had 327 homes available. And July 2023, we had 202 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral priced over $1 million. So as you can see, inventory is decreasing since April. Now, does that mean that homes are becoming harder and harder to find? That's not true, because right now you do have fewer buyers in the area. Now, our season and when the most amount of buyers are here is from February, March, and April. And so we often see, and what the sellers know here is that the best time to put your home on the market to get peak money is during those months, March, April, and February. So as we go out of the season here, you can see where we peaked with inventory, February, March, and then it started to drop a little bit as we went into the summer. Now, do I expect that number to continue dropping? It will drop a little bit lower than 288 as we get into the next few months. However, it should stay pretty close to that number. Now, once we get back into January, February, we're going to see that number jump once again. Median price point. Currently, the median price point of all the homes that sold in the month of July 2024 for $1 million plus was $1.43 million. That actually jumped quite a bit from where we were April 2024, $1.268 million, and then in July 2023, $1.32 million. Now, there's a lot of factors that go into this. We're just looking at trends to see what happens over several months to see if the prices are going up or down. Basically, that just tells me that we had some higher end houses sell, more houses sell on the higher end than the lower end. So as you can see the chart right here, what prices have been doing for $1 million plus homes, we've kind of stabilized and haven't moved a whole lot over the last few months. I believe that this jump to 1.43 is not going to be consistent. So next month, we're going to come back down a little bit. Prices aren't going up as much as that might indicate, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Days on the market. How many days are homes sitting on the market before going under contract? July 2024 is 55 days on the market. April 2024, 59 days on the market. And July 2023, 60 days on the market. Now, as you can see by the chart, it kind of goes up and down and all around. So what I've been seeing though, and what the average seems to be, is right around 55 to 60 days on the market is how long a $1 million plus home sits on the market before going under contract. Now that is higher than the average home here in the city of Cape Coral, which is closer to the 45-day range. But what that tells me, and as we know, a home that is on the $1 million plus range does desire a different clientele than the rest of the market. So there's just not as many of those buyers here, so homes do tend to sit on the market a little bit longer. Another thing to consider as well is oftentimes these higher priced homes, the $1 million plus homes, do get priced a little bit higher than what the market can handle or what the market is willing to pay for them, and therefore they will sit on the market a little bit longer as well. Closed sales. So July 2024, we had 15 closed sales of homes $1 million plus. April 2024, we had 44 homes sell. In July 2023, we had 15 homes sell. So obviously in April, that was the peak of our season. That's when we sold a lot of homes. A lot of buyers were here. As we go through the summer, the $1 million buyers do decrease. So we had 15 closed sales. Now I like to get the numbers out to you as quick as possible. It is August 1st. And so these numbers just came out. I expect that number to go up to about 18 or 19 as realtors complete their months and get the information put into the MLS. However, they have not put all the homes in quite yet. So that number will jump, which what I'm looking at here is definitely an increase over where we were just a year ago. And as you can see how the trends work, as we got into December, January, February, March, they started to jump, and then April, May. And then for the summer months, we do come back down. Other key numbers to be aware of. So for all the $1 million plus homes here in the city of Cape Coral, sold price per square foot was $536 a square foot. List price received was 93.2%. Now that's quite a bit different than the overall market here in the Cape Coral that's at 98%. So with these higher end homes, they are priced a little bit higher or overpriced, but the sellers are willing to negotiate. If they have a serious buyer that's willing to buy a $1 million plus home, they're willing to entertain the offers and they will negotiate. So at 93.2%, that's a 7% decrease in what the list price is. That's quite considerable. So that's something to pay attention to if you are negotiating a $1 million plus home. New listings coming to the market here in the city of Cape Coral for $1 million plus homes. We had 44 new homes come to the market here in the month of July that were priced at $1 million or higher. Next up is months of inventory. And I want to dive into this a little bit deeper. Here it says 19.2 months of inventory. Now, you know, if you've watched any of my reports, that 6 months or more is considered a buyer's market. 4 months or less is considered a seller's market. So at 19.2 months, we are way into the buyer's market. That means that these sellers should be giving these homes away. Now, let's be realistic though, and let's dive into this a little bit further. That's not the case. Sellers aren't giving the homes away. But this is a much lower number realistically, because what happens is the buyers or the sellers put these houses on the market for a substantial premium. This is all $1 million plus homes. However, many of the homes that sold actually sold below $1 million. So maybe it sold for $999,000, $950,000, somewhere in that range. So that would not be calculated into the sold homes for that month, which would bring this number much higher than it actually is in reality. So more than likely, we're probably looking at about 10 months of inventory for $1 million plus homes, which is higher than the overall market. However, it's not as crazy as 19.2 months of inventory. But if you're looking to buy $1 million plus home, there is room to negotiate, and the sellers are happy to entertain your offers. Other key economic numbers to consider. So how do we know what's happening in the market, and what other numbers to look at besides just the actual real estate numbers? We want to look at inflation. Peaked at 9.1% back in June 2022. We're now sitting at 3%. Now, it has been dropping consistently the last couple of months, which is a great sign. And the Federal Reserve just had their meeting. They came out and they said that it's a good sign that we're trending in the right direction now. Now, they did decide not to lower interest rates right now. However, there's a good possibility that they will be lowering interest rates in September when they meet again. Interest rates are currently sitting at 6.85%. We hit a high of 8.01% in November 2023. So 6.8%, 85% is quite a bit lower than where it was. However, like I've been saying for months, our target is 6.5%. If we get below 6.5%, that's really going to loosen things up in the market, and we're going to see prices more than likely start to increase if it stays at 6.5% or lower for any length of time. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and there's a good chance in September these interest rates could drop a little bit. Now, with that being said, of the buyers in Lee County, where Cape Coral is located, 41% pay cash. So many of these cash buyers, and often these higher end homes, are purchased with cash. Interest rates aren't as much of a concern. It's more buyer confidence in what's happening with the market and trying to get the best opportunities, which now there are some great opportunities out there. I've been seeing a lot of great new construction homes coming to the market in this $1 million plus, beautiful custom homes that have been built, and they're ready for new owners and ready to go, where you can park your yacht right in your backyard and then sail out to the Gulf of Mexico for an endless day of island hopping and fishing. A lot of great opportunities here in Cape Coral. So let's look next at what are economic indicators. Unemployment is at 4.1%, and it's starting to rise. So for months and months, we've been around 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, which has been the lowest in decades. But now it's starting to rise. So over the last couple of months, we've seen it go up, and we're sitting at 4.1% of unemployment. So what that tells us, and what that tells the Federal Reserve, is that more and more people are needing jobs. Now, we're still very low, so it's not a huge indicator that the market's starting to fall apart, the job market, but it is telling the Federal Reserve that whatever they're doing, or high hiring rates, that things are starting to change. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. But if that continues to go up and inflation continues to go down, then we fully expect those interest rates to start to drop as well. Now, supply, current inventory in Cape Coral. Now, this is single family homes available in the city of Cape Coral. It's 2,603 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral. Going back to April and March, we had over 2,900. I think we got close to 3,000 there for a few days of homes available on the market. We've dropped quite a bit since then. We're sitting at 2,603. And that's a 47 increase over where we were last year. So last year we were just, and for the last several years, we've been in a very unhealthy market as far as inventory goes. Just not a lot of options to choose from. However, that has improved over the last 12 months, sitting at 2,600 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral. Now, where I'd like to see it, and what I believe is a healthy market, is right around 2,400 to 2,500 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral for the amount of buyers and sellers here. Next up is demand. Population is estimated currently at 231,000 people. We're constantly growing every month. We're adding more and more people to the area. Next 6 years, we're expected to be at 250,000 people. By 2050, 320,000 people are going to be living here in the city of Cape Coral, often ranked as one of the fastest growing cities. Well, what does that mean? With more people moving here, that means more demand. And when there's more demand, that means prices will start to rise. Now, we've been in a leveling phase for the last several months, and I think we're going to be there at least through the election. But once we get into next season, especially if interest rates start to drop, we are going to see prices start to jump as well. So next few months might be a good opportunity to take advantage of a good deal here in the city of Cape Coral. Is now the time to buy? So right now you have many great options, a lot of good inventory on the market. Right now, there's some great multi-million-dollar homes out there. One of the things I always ask my clients who are waiting, they said, I want to stay on the sidelines. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens with the election. I want to see what happens with interest rates. That's great. And waiting is good, I guess, if you're a little cautious. But in the big picture of things, we all know that real estate goes up in value. It has consistently for years and years and years. And if you're sitting up there in the north you're ready to go through another winter again. I know right now it's extremely hot, so you're probably not thinking about that, but winter's going to be here fast. And if you're thinking about the being here in Florida, enjoying the golf course, the beach, a day of boating in January, February, March, you can either be up there or you can be down here living your best life. So I recommend getting your house down here. Other people say, I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to rent another year. I'm going to rent another year. You're throwing away a lot of money by renting every year when you could be getting your own house, customizing it to your liking, and really enjoying the Florida lifestyle. So there's a lot more to this than money. I don't expect prices to drop much further than where they're at now. And once we get through the election, I do anticipate prices to start jumping back up again. So the next few months, pay attention, see what happens, but really get to know what's going on. Now, the out-of-town buyers club, this is a great exclusive offer that we have here that I offer my clients, and it's the out-of-town buyers club. And the way that it works is we do a Zoom meeting first. We talk about what your needs and desires are, and then we put together a plan to help you find a great house here in Cape Coral. Once we narrow it down and you think you found a few different houses, we're going to go out and we're going to do video tours for you. We're going to do drone tours. We're going to put the drone up. We're going to show you the canal system, what it's like, how to get out to the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to give you a lot of great information on that property, pool comps. And then if it's the one for you, then we're going to negotiate a great price for you. We're going to put the offer in, negotiate the price. Once we get a negotiation or an offer accepted, then that's when my buyers typically will come into town, because you see, you have about 10 to 14 days from the time they accept the offer until you're locked in. So we have the inspection phase. So you're going to come in during that inspection phase and make sure that the house is right for you. So that's a great opportunity to get something under contract. You don't have to leave home. You can do it all from your desk, right at your office. And then once we get it under contract, that's the time for you to come down to make sure it's the house for you. Once we get the go ahead from you, then we're going to close on that house. With these cash deals, we've been closing really fast lately. Just last week, we closed on one. We'd only been under contract for 13 days. Closed a $2 million home just a few weeks ago. We were under contract for 14 days. Absolutely incredible. When you have the systems in place and the team in place, you can get things done rather quickly. Now, if there's a loan involved, it's typically going to take you about 35 to 45 days. Now, next up, I want to talk about the new things going on in NAR. The National Association of Realtors has changed their rules and policies. So now they've made it to, instead of the listing agent negotiating the buyer's commission, or the buyer's fee into the price of the house like it has been for years and years and years, now the buyer is going to be responsible for paying the buyer's agent. So that's going to be negotiated directly with the buyer's agent. You as the buyer will need to negotiate that with the agent. You're going to want to make sure that the agent has a lot of great tools in place that's going to be able to find you the best house that you want, and they're going to put forth that effort. Now, what's going to happen though is once we negotiate the contract, the buyer's agent is going to negotiate with the seller in order to help get those fees paid for. So it's going to be real interesting going forward. But starting out, before you can see any house, you have to sign a contract with the buyer's agent. So with your buyer's agent, you're going to have a contract with them, and they're going to find you the best house. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to get that contract out to you after our Zoom call. We're going to provide you the value. And then once we find a house that you like, we're going to work to negotiate that commission that you owe the buyer's agent into the contract to still have that part of the sell price. So a lot of things are going to happen, but we got a lot of great information on that. So if you have more questions, go ahead and reach out to me. And also I'm going to put out a great video on that topic here in the next few days. Is now the time to sell? Well, if you need to sell, now's a great time to sell. It just depends on what your situation is. As we move into the fall months, it does slow down a little bit. However, we do start to pick back up around October and November. So if you need to sell, you have opportunity because we still have a lot of buyers coming into the market. The inventory is a little bit higher than it has been in the last few years, but we are seeing it start to decrease again. Number two, you have to understand the market value. So you need a knowledgeable agent that's going to sit down with you and explain everything about your house and how the price it should be priced at. There's a lot of great comps out there of sold homes that we can go over with you. Other things we look at is people don't take into account is how is the is basically the house where it sits on the canal system. If it sits further back where it's going to take 30 minutes to get your boat out to the Gulf of Mexico, out to open water, it's going to be priced a little bit lower than a house that sits directly on the Clusatchie River. Other factors are how wide the canal is. Is there a lock involved? There's a lot of different aspects to go into the value of your house. So we need to sit down, we need to look at all the different areas and then come up with a price that's going to be market value competitive, because we want to be competitive. And then next up is the buyer broker agreement. What's changed now is when the listing agent comes to sit down with you selling your home, the listing agent is only going to negotiate his fee to sell your house. He's not going to negotiate the fee of what you would pay the buyer's agent if your house sells. If the buyer brings you a buyer, the buyer's agent brings you a buyer. So how that's going to differ is what's more than likely going to happen if you want to stay competitive, because the guy down the street is going to be offering a concession to pay the buyer's agent. You're probably going to need to offer that as well, but we won't talk about that up front. That'll be negotiated into the contract when the buyer submits the contract to get that all worked out. So from here going forward, this goes into effect August 17th. However, here in Lee County in our MLS, it has gone into effect now as of August 1st. So if you're selling your house, understand that you're only going to be responsible for paying the seller's broker fee, but you may negotiate helping the buyer pay their broker fee as well. And there you have it, the Cape Coral Luxe $1 million plus market update for the city of Cape Coral. Hopefully you found some great information in there. Hey, if you're in the market to buy, sell, relocate, or invest here to the city of Cape Coral, go ahead and reach out to me. All my information is in the details below. You can even click that Zoom link for a special Zoom consultation with me. I'd love to chat with you. I can't wait. Look forward to helping you find your piece of paradise here in the city of Cape Coral, making realty dreams a reality here in Cape Coral.